Back here in Seoul, President Moon Jae-in held a meeting with a visiting Russian security advisor. The South Korean leader expressed hope that a meeting in Vladivostok serve as a foundation for a speedy progress on the denuclearization talks. Here are the highlights from that session.
A constructive contribution to the peace process on the Korean Peninsula is how President Moon Jae-in assessed the first summit meeting between the young North Korean leader and Russian President Vladimir Putin on Thursday. During his sit-down with Secretary of the Security Council of the Russian Federation Nikolai Patrushev, President Moon said he hopes the first Pyeongyang-Moscow summit serves as a foundation in spurring the process for nuclear talks between Pyongyang and Washington, as well as the denuclearization drive of the Korean Peninsula. The South Korean leader also expressed his hope that he could meet with the Russian president in time for the G20 summit in Osaka in June this year, as well as his visit to Seoul at an early date. And in response, the visiting Russian advisor said his government will brief Seoul on the results of the summit in Vladivostok as soon as possible. Prior to a sit-down with President Moon, Patrushev also held talks with his South Korean counterpart Chung Eui-yong, where the two talked about ways to ramp up bilateral cooperation on pending regional and international issues at length. Although the presidential office did say the talks between the two security advisors were just a regular security session following 4 previous similar meetings since the start of the Moon administration in 2017, the timing, in fact, implies that the South Korean leader is keen on the developments in the region. This as the South Korean leader has been tirelessly working to get the nuclear talks back on track between the leaders of Pyongyang and Washington. Though there has been no mention on whether the stalled 6-party talks on North Korea's denuclearization were mentioned by the two sides, the geopolitical atmosphere in the region seems to be leaning towards positive development in the near future. Shin Se-min, Arirang News.